The world as we know it will not be the same in the next decade or two. Technological advancements are everywhere and buildings are being built all over. Other countries are greatly developing their road networks, buildings, and infrastructure. However, while other countries consider how to improve their cities and citizens' livelihoods by implementing modern technology, there are those who consider going green. Saudi Arabia is one such country, with a plan to plant millions of trees. But what is their plan for 2030? Hello, and welcome back to our channel Future Planet. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Saudi Arabia's insane sustainable vision in 2030. But before we continue, just take a moment to subscribe to our channel Future Planet for more amazing videos just like this one. And with that, hold on to your shoes because you will be intrigued by Saudi Arabia's sustainable vision for the near future. About a year ago, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman announced the establishment of the Green Initiative Foundation. This was a commitment to the two climate initiatives that are worth 39 billion SAR, which is about $10.4 billion US dollars. To fulfill this initiative, the kingdom is said to contribute about 15%. Saudi Arabia has already announced its commitment to achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2060. This announcement was made at the Saudi Green Initiative Summit that was held in Riyadh. This new target symbolizes a great leap for the Saudi Green Initiative and the Middle East Green Initiative, which were previously announced. These initiatives are also part of the Kingdom's Vision 2030 program that is set to reshape its economy. The kingdom will place itself at the center of the regional efforts to meet international targets on environmental projects. But what is the Saudi Green Initiative? Saudi Arabia is aiming at restoring, conserving, and sustainably managing about 1 hectare of land by 2040. This is in collaboration with the Net Zero Plan, which the kingdom has said will rapidly expand the already substantial investment in renewable energy. With the Saudi Green Initiative, the kingdom aims to plant about 10 billion trees, which is the same as rehabilitating about 200 million hectares of degraded land. This target is about 4% of the global drive to reverse land degradation and 1% of the global effort to plant 1 trillion trees. According to the plan, about 30% of the kingdom, which is about 600,000 square kilometers, will be mainly protected areas, and efforts will be made to protect coastal environments. The Middle East Green Initiative also has a somewhat similar plan for the region. In the Middle East, Saudi Arabia will work with other countries to plant about 50 billion trees as part of the Middle East Green Initiative. Now that we know what Saudi Arabia is planning, why are these environmental projects important for the Middle East? Well, the main reason, which is obvious, is to battle global climate change and global warming everywhere. In some ways, these environmental projects are about the region's commitments to international climate change mitigation targets, such as the 2015 Paris Accord. According to the Crown Prince, the kingdom and the region have faced environmental challenges such as desertification. Because of this, the economy of the kingdom is under threat. So, the main goals of the Green Initiative are to increase the number of plants, lower carbon emissions, fight pollution, and protect marine life. For example, the prince said that the sandstorms alone cost the region about $13 billion each year, while air pollution is said to reduce the life expectancy in the kingdom by about 18 months. So, with the help of these projects, they will be able to reduce the region's carbon emissions by about 60%. There is a plan to plant about 50 billion trees in the world's biggest forestation project, which would cover an area that is double the size of the Great Green Wall in the Sahel region. It would also represent about 5% of the global tree planting target. At the moment, about 7% of the energy production in the Middle East is clean. With the help of this initiative, about 130 million tons of carbon emissions will be cut, which would end up reducing global carbon emissions by about 4% or higher. To achieve renewable energy, the kingdom has some pretty ambitious targets. By 2030, the kingdom is aiming for about 50% of the energy generated to come from renewable resources. To achieve this, the Saudi Public Investment Fund has already invested about SAR 1.5 trillion, or roughly about 400 billion US dollars, since 2016 in alternative energy. During the same time period, foreign investments went from about SAR 5.321 billion to about SAR 17.625 billion. In short, Saudi Arabia is already aiming to employ clean technologies and renewable energy to reduce its projected 2030 emissions by more than 130 million tons. The kingdom is also aiming at lessening its contribution to global emissions, which at the moment account for more than 4% of all worldwide emissions. To achieve all of this, Saudi Arabia has made some pretty big promises to develop its renewable energy sector. For example, the kingdom has already begun operations of the 300 megawatt Sakak plant, which is their first utility-scale solar power project since April 2021. In addition, the kingdom has been constructing the 400 megawatt Damat al-Jundal wind farm, the first utility-scale wind farm within the kingdom. The Saudi government has also announced that they have an investment plan of $30 billion in the renewable energy sector by 2025. This would be with the aim of reducing the domestic reliance on oil, part of the kingdom's efforts to reduce domestic emissions and contribute to the global drawdown of emissions is increasing Saudi Arabia's renewable energy mix. After the announcement of the Green Initiative, the Crown Prince spoke with the leaders of Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Iraq, and Sudan. Most of the states have actually received the move positively and have celebrated it. Kuwait state media said that the country's cabinet had heaped praise on the plan. It said that the matter mainly featured heavily in recent conversations between the Crown Prince and Kuwait's Emir, Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed. On the other hand, Pakistan offered to support the plan, with Prime Minister Imran Khan saying that he was delighted to learn about it. In a letter to the Crown Prince, he said, "We would be happy to share experiences, knowledge, and lessons from our nature-based approaches and initiatives." The UK's Prince Charles said that Saudi Arabia's green initiatives contribute to building a sustainable and productive future, which would indicate that the kingdom's global leadership in the transition to renewable energy is essential. So why are these projects so important to Saudi Arabia? Apart from combating climate change, Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 program is a massive national reform plan, aiming to reduce the kingdom's dependence on oil revenue. One of the aspects of this is environmental protection and climate targets that involve diversifying energy production from fossil fuels to renewable sources. For some time now, Saudi Arabia has been the region's largest economy. Because of this, it has long sought to be a leading force in the shaping the Middle East and coordinating regional responses to crises ranging from conflict to hunger to climate change. And now, with the initiatives at play, the kingdom will be able to have a clear roadmap for protecting the environment for both the country and the region. Most Saudis feel that the country has tried to step up its efforts to raise awareness about environmental issues. They say that the country is serious about preserving nature and sustainable development. Marine biologists have praised the kingdom's efforts to protect coastal and marine life in the past year. Ghada Kamel, a marine biology student and a scuba diving instructor from Saudi Arabia, said that the initiatives have come just at the right moment as they will teach the younger generation the importance of climate change and preserving the planet. Other people like Malia Al-Sharif, a Saudi architect, said that the young population was increasingly conscious of environmental issues. She said, "For those living in the kingdom, we have witnessed a radical change in the way we interact with nature in the last 7 years. From recycling, reusing, and pushing for sustainable means of consumption and production, we have had more awareness at a grassroots level over the last few years, starting with education in schools. This was unavailable when we were growing up. This is a good initiative and will help teach others that the environment is important. What do you think of the initiatives? Feel free to let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Future Planet and hit the bell icon for more intriguing content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.